Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now for this video I'd like to review a movie, a Blu-ray that I watched just last night. It's an American 2019 kind of a cosmic horror movie, and that movie is called The Colour Out of Space. It stars Nicolas Cage in the main role as the head of the family who are affected by this sort of, what shall we say, cosmic horror. Now this is actually based on a short story by H.P. Lovecraft. But before I go any further and give you my thoughts on the movie as a whole, yeah, I'll just read you the back as per usual, just to give you an outline of the story if you're not familiar with it. Right, so a cosmic nightmare from the minds of H.P. Lovecraft and Richard Stanley. The Colour Out of Space follows Nathan, played by Nicolas Cage, and Teresa Gardner, played by Joelle Richardson, and their children, whose recent retreat to rural life crumbles when a meteorite crashes into their front yard, infecting both the land and the properties of space and time. Now the local wildlife begins to mutate, and the family attempts to fight the contagion that has consumed their farm with the help of a friendly hydrologist played by Elliot Knight, and eccentric neighbour played by Tommy Chong. But what chance can a few humans have against a nebulous entity capable of traversing the gulf between worlds, a nightmarish being that exists beyond the limits of the human spectrum? So there you go, guys. That's the synopsis of the 2019 American cosmic horror movie, The Colour Out of Space. Okay then, guys, on to my thoughts now on the movie as a whole. Oh, God. What a load of tripe. What a load of bloody tripe. I'm not exaggerating. I hated this movie. I was bored senseless with it. To be quite honest with you, I'm very surprised I actually stayed awake till the end. It was slow, it was dull, it was boring. It was one of those kind of movies where you're expecting, you're waiting for things to happen and you bloody don't till the end of the movie. I did like the colour of it, guys, either. It was like this sort of like weird purple colour and that, and very, very dark scenes. I did not like the characters in it. I didn't care what happened to the family, and Nicolas Cage's character, he was particularly irritating because he seems to go off in these sort of like weird tantrums and like, he sort of like, he starts shouting his head off like a baby to sort of like just chuck his bloody toys out the pram, banging his hands on the car steering wheel and going off his head basically, yeah. Oh, it was terrible, guys. It really was, I didn't think it was very frightening at all, the entity, what the meteorite, what crashed into the ground of the farmstead, and it affected all the water and that, so the family would advise, not to drink the water, and there's some real weird scenes in this, guys, and this is another film, guys, that's guilty of what a lot of modern horror movies are, and that is ridiculous decisions. There was one particular scene where the son, the young boy, he knows what's been going on. He's fully aware of what's going on around the farm and that with this weird force. And what does he do? He goes down, he clambers down into the well, knowing full well the potential dangers and that. It reminded me of that clown in Jeepers Creepers, where he goes down into the cellar and that, knowing full well, the inherent dangers. What could possibly happen to him, really, these sorts of movies, like this sort of like, most of the time, like some of the decisions, what they make are just pure, they're just laughable, really, and, I was very disappointed with it, guys. There's the, couple of stills, guys, from the movie, and the girl does a kind of like a weird ritual involving the book of Necronomicon, which often pops up in H.P. Lovecraft adaptations. She does this kind of ritual in the hope it'll sort of like combat this force that's taken over a family's farmstead. Oh, it was just stupid, guys. I didn't like it at all. I was bored, I kept waiting for something to happen. Oh, it was ponderous. As I say, the characters were, there wasn't much substance to the characters. And it's one of those kind of movies that's sort of like, you think it's going to be, you're going to be in for a great thrill ride and that, especially H.P. Lovecraft, because his stories are usually good. Oh, but boy, guys, this was a major disappointment. It really was, and I'm going to give it to a charity shop today when I go over to Liverpool. Yeah, it's I'm not going to be revisiting this, guys. This is definitely a one watch, you know. And yeah, I'd say the character. And then another thing I didn't like, guys, they seem to be like, again, the young boy, they had like the well in the garden. He seemed to be just sitting there, and he was just staring at the well like that, going, he was staring at the well, you know. I was expecting something to happen in that. He was staring at the well like that, transfixed and that. Oh, God, guys. I've seen some bad adaptations of a H.P. Lovecraft story in my time. This takes the cake, guys, for being pure tripe. And I mean tripe with a capital T. But having said that, I've said it before, said it again, this is just my own personal opinion. I know this movie does have its fans, you know. I've had one or two people disagreeing with me since I put the post on Facebook that I was going to do a review and what I thought of it. And I was going to do a review of it. One or two people said they liked it. That's fine. I've got no problem with that. Everybody's different. We've all got our own tastes, but this is not for me, guys. As much as I love H.P. Lovecraft adaptations, this was definitely a real downer, you know, and I'm afraid, as I said, I won't be revisiting this one, you know. Oh, was I bored? You know, I mean, one thing I don't like, guys, when I sat down to watch a horror movie, you know, it's the sort of like, starts off like you're expecting something to happen after the initial sort of like thing, the catalyst, in this case, the meteorite, crash into air and infecting the land, infecting the water, and eventually infecting everybody. You know, I want me horror movies to sort of like get into gear, you know, as soon as possible, grip you. You know, that's why I like the Hammer films and that the Amicus films. They grip you right from the word go. This doesn't. I mean, all right, about an hour into the film, things start to happen. You know, the family get infected and that. And another thing I didn't like, guys, as well, it made me feel a little bit sick. Actually, it had this sort of like these like weird insect-like creatures like crawling everywhere and that. You know, like purpley, like mantises and that. Oh yeah, it was in parts, guys. It was a horrible movie to watch. You know. Not particular lover of bug movies at the best of times, but, you know, I didn't like that either. You know, the coloured insects and that. Another thing as well, you know, the characters, some of the scenes and that, they didn't seem to be all that, you know, it didn't seem to be all that jarred by what was going on. You know, this sort of like meteorite infecting everything and that. They didn't really seem to be all that. All right, they did, in some scenes, they did display like anxiety, but in some parts, they sort of like went about their business in a kind of a unreal, like calm, like manner, you know, and it detracted from the credibility, guys, to a major extent for me, you know. And a Nicolas, as I say, the Nicolas Cage character of the father, oh boy, as I say, in parts was irritating, you know, going to these sorts of like tantrums and that, you know, screaming his head off and that, and banging his hands on the car steering wheel and oh yeah, guys, yeah, I'm afraid anybody to come up to me and say, name me some great H.P. Lovecraft adaptations, this would definitely not be in my selections. I'm telling you. Oh, it was terrible, guys. It really was. You know, talk about boredom personified. This certainly was, you know. And as I say, didn't like the colour, the characters, the story was rubbish, you know. It wasn't scary, you know. But as I say, I know a lot of people do like this movie. Fair play to them, you know. I'm not saying, and even if you haven't seen it, I'm not trying to put you off. You know, if you think you like the sound of it, despite my rather blunt review, feel free, rent it, buy it, you know, see what you think of it, you know. But I didn't like it, guys, you know. This is just my opinion. I didn't like it, yeah. All right then, guys, I'm going to go on to the ratings now. Yeah, maybe what? 1 out of 10. Yeah, that's all it's getting, yeah. 1 out of 10, guys, for a movie that bored me, very nearly bored me to sleep. And I mean bored me to sleep, yeah. Yeah, as I say. I was expecting quite a bit from this movie, and boy was I disappointed. Yeah, I didn't. There's nothing. Well, there's nothing about it I like, guys. To be quite honest with you, it had a good idea. You know, the concept, the idea was there. I think it was a bit of a missed opportunity. The meteorite crashing into the farmstead and contaminating the water. You know, and starting to infect everybody. You know, mutating everybody in that. But the story, if the story had been better, more action packed, I was expecting like something along the lines of like the apocalyptic. Oh God, I can't even say it. I haven't even had a drink today. The apocalyptic kind of narrative, what you might see in a Stephen King or a James Herbert novel. And by that I mean when humanity is suddenly affected by a strange force. instantly it starts turning them into sort of like murderous maniacs, and I was expecting that. I was expecting to be a real, you know, a real bloodfest on this farm, and then maybe branching out into the city, you know, or even the surrounding countryside, you know, mass killings and that. Did not get it, guys. Did not get it. It was solely, most of the time, it was centered on the farm. You know, you got the sort of like, you got the TV reporters investigating that, you know, when the meteorite first hit the earth and that. But yeah, I didn't like it, guys. Oh, there's another weird scene as well. I must say before I sign off, the mother's she's standing at the kitchen table and she's peeling, I think it's either spuds or carrots, and then next minute she slices her fingers off and she just stares around vacantly, and I forget what she says, but I thought that was a bit weird as well. And after, of course, he rushes to hospital and that, and let's just say it doesn't go good. It doesn't go good for the mother from there on. Yeah. But I'll leave it there, guys. I won't say any more about it in case you want to check it out yourself. Yeah. But yeah, all in all, guys, I was thoroughly disappointed with the colour Out of Space. And but as I say, it's a Marmite movie. Some people like it. Some people loathe it. And I am definitely in the latter category. Yeah, it was a load of bloody tripe. A load of bloody tripe. All right, guys, I'll leave it there. Yeah. Okay, usual. If you like the video, please feel free to share, subscribe, comment, and all going well, I'll be back again very, very soon with another video. Have a nice weekend. Take care. Bye for now.